If you're living from paycheck to paycheck and you're over 30, it's probably not inflation, it's probably your habits. I'm got debt-free Dana here with some seriously frugal habits that can help you take the first steps towards becoming a more financially stable person. I'm going to tell you whether I agree or disagree with her frugal habits, according to her, are silently destroying your wealth. These are some common money mistakes people make without even realizing it, because a lot of times it's just a few dollars at a time, but it nibbles away finances. So let's see what she has to say.
This is your year to get out of debt, to save money, to just live more frugally. And I like to think of myself as a frugal person. I think of frugal as a positive term, not a negative one. Hopefully you do as well. But basically, it's a way to help you to get more control of your finances, to save money, and stop spending so much. Have a small.
Now, before I go any further, I just want to define the terms between frugal and cheap. Frugal means you get the most quality for your money. Cheap means you actually wind up costing yourself more by saving money on an item. For example, my favorite one is my dad was laying out a water line system in my yard. He had calculated all the pipes in his head. He calculated all the fittings he was going to need, exactly which fittings he was going to need. Well, he drove 45 minutes one way to the hardware store, picked up exactly what he needed, brought it all back, laid it all out, and then figured out he had misestimated what he needed. So he ran back to the store again, another 45-minute one-way trip, picked up exactly what he thought he needed, a bunch of 25-cent PVC pipe fittings. He probably bought 3 or 4 of them, drove all the way back, got back to my house, started working on the water lines again, discovered he had got the wrong fittings, or not enough fittings, one of the two. He had to go back. He wound up making 4 trips back and forth to the hardware store, each time to pick up a few items that cost around 25 cents a piece. If he had been frugal, he would have just bought multiples of everything with some, padded the number of pieces he needed, and then just took the rest back. So he made 3 extra trips, at least 3 extra trips, wasted all the gasoline, which was a whole lot more than the additional $4 or $5 it would have cost to buy the extra pieces. Even if he didn't return them, he still would have come out ahead by not losing all that time. Basically lost almost half a day of time driving back and forth. So that's different when I'm talking about being frugal. Frugal means you buy a DeWalt drill when it's on sale, get the most for your money. You don't go to Goodwill and pick up a drill for 25 cents thinking you're going to get a bargain. Usually it doesn't work out well. So frugal means buying quality at the best price.
Smaller footprint on the planet. All right, so you know how I like to get right into things, so let's get started. Number 1, to live more frugally, and this is in no particular order, is to use up your products to the very last drop. If you like beauty channels here on YouTube, then you might have seen some of the empties, those videos where they talk about the things that they've used all the way up until the bottle is empty. So we take that quite literally, empties, and we use up our bottles, our products, our shampoos, soaps. I even put a little water in the bottom of the bottle, mix it up so that we get every last drop out of it before we use it, and has saved us a lot of money. Second is to work from home if you can. I work from home 1 or 2 days a week for my job. I'm very fortunate to have that opportunity to do that, and it helps to save us money in gas. So I'm not driving.
Now, this is one that I have never been able to do until recently. For, I don't know, the first 40 years of my career. I'm now 58, about to turn 59. In 2023 was the first time I've ever been able to work near my office. Up until then, I've always had to drive 25 to 35 miles one way, 5 days a week to get to my office. There was no option about work from home. It wasn't financially smart to move closer to work, and all the businesses I worked for had a policy of you had to be in the office. So it was a great pleasure, a surprising pleasure, when I got my job here in League City in 2023. And I made sure that when I moved, I got a place that was reasonable, but also within walking distance of my office. So it worked out really well. And I went from driving 5 days a week back and forth to work to never driving back and forth to work. A surprising side effect of that was my desire to have a new car or a different car, a sports car, a sportier car, kind of came into question. It's like, okay, if I'm driving the car I have now, so what's the point of having a more expensive sports car if I'm not going to be driving it, but maybe 1 day a week, or maybe 2, Saturdays and Sundays, buy groceries, go out to eat, whatever. So if you ever get into the position where you don't have to drive back and forth to work, which is the majority of driving for most people, please leave that. It questions your whole thought process, or it questions my whole thought process of why should I have more car if it's just going to sit there? Why have a car payment? Why pay the insurance? You don't have the pleasure of driving the car. Is it worth having?
Driving as much. And when we do drive, if you can't work from home, then at least try to plan out your trips in the car. Be very thoughtful about it. Don't just drive around or go out and you come home, oh, I forgot to go get that and I got to go back out again, because it will cost you.
Yep. One thing I've been doing for decades is I try to plan my trips to the grocery store, to the hardware store. If possible, I would try to stop on my way home from work to pick up my groceries rather than driving all the way home. It was just easier to stop on the way home, pick it up, take it home with me, rather than what I see some people do is they'll go out, they'll make 3 or 4 trips in the evenings. They'll get home from work, they'll go out and go get something from the store. They come back, they go, oh, I need something from Walmart. Oh, I need something from Payless Shoes. Oh, I need a new shirt. And yeah, I just don't have the energy to do that. I like things simple, straightforward, like a caveman. Go out, hunt it down, bring it back. One trip.
More money in gas. So try to minimize the amount of trips you take, or carpool with people if you can when you go to work. Another fantastic way to cut back on your gas money. Number 3 is to go to the library for books, or use a library app on your phone. That's what I do for audiobooks, and that way I can read a ton of books for free. I don't have to buy the books. I can just
Now the library thing I have never done. I quit reading physical books a long time ago. Switched over to audiobooks. I get quite a few audiobooks for free by taking trial subscriptions to Audible and other audiobook sites where they will give you like a free introductory offer where you get 1 free book, and then you have to cancel before a certain number of days. But I'm not a heavy audiobook person, so let's see what she has to say next.
Borrow them from the library. Our kids borrow a ton of books from the library. They're really into that Diary of a Wimpy Kid series, and they've read every single book in the series. You read it at night, every night, and they borrow it. They take it out of the library at their school. But you can also utilize the library for activities. There's a lot of great programs, especially over the summer at our library. So the kids go and they have gaming and stuff. They have all kinds of good things, puppet shows, stuff at the library. There's a magician at our library, so you can go and free fun. That's not a bad thing. You can shop at the Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree is a big deal, again, on YouTube. If you're
here's where I take a little bit of exception to Dollar Tree. For me, Dollar Tree is great if you need to run in and get a cheap snack, like a bag of corn nuts, a bag of peanuts, or if you something that I don't normally keep on me. I don't keep that kind of stuff in my apartment. But their prices are going up and their package sizes are going down. That's where the Dollar Tree and Dollar General and Family Dollar, all those type of stores, they have shrinkflation. The packages are getting smaller so they can keep the price the same, but you're actually paying more per ounce, per pound, than you would if you were to buy the same product in Walmart. For example, I went to one of these discount places to get some soup, and when I picked the can of soup up, I thought it looked kind of weird, and I needed it, so I went ahead and purchased it. It was a little bit cheaper, but when I got home, I compared it to the same brand and flavor of soup that I bought from Walmart. Same label, everything, except the size of the can was 4 ounces smaller. So if you don't mind paying more for more per ounce, or you just want the convenience of into one of these stores and grabbing a quick snack, I would not buy my groceries there unless you utilize one of these coupon sites that show you how to do coupon stacking at Dollar General. Dollar Tree doesn't have that. They are going up on the prices. When it was $1, it wasn't bad. When it was $1.25, I let it slide. That's a 25% increase. Now they're saying $1.50. Prices are going up. So Dollar Tree is not the bargain it used to be.
Into watching YouTubers, then you've probably seen a lot of people with their Dollar Tree hauls, and the Dollar Tree has been going strong for years and years and years, and you really can get some great things at the Dollar Tree, especially around birthdays. That's where we go to get all of our birthday decorations, plates for parties. If you haven't shopped the Dollar Tree, you're really missing out. So try. You've been watching me long enough. You know, I have over 85 videos, tutorials on how to cloth diaper your baby. We cloth diapered our twins, and it's a fantastic thing to get into, especially if you're just starting out your family. You can reuse the same cloth diapers for future children, and you only have to build your cloth diaper stash one time. And then that's it. You can use those diapers over and over and over again. It has saved us thousands of dollars to cloth diaper, and also to use cloth feminine products. Also in our kitchen, we use cloth hand towels instead of paper towels. So unpaper towels, right? Don't buy disposable paper towels because it's going to cost you a lot of money. Napkins and towels, for paper towels, you can just use cloth hand towels, and then you just wash them, use them again, you get bright colors, make it fun. We fold them up, we put them in a basket in our kitchen, and we've been doing that for years and years and years and years, and it's been fine.
Now, on those, I do that as well. I gave up paper towels a long time ago. One thing I do find very, very handy is buying like a dozen pack of microfiber towels over in the automotive or hardware section of Walmart. For some reason, it seems like the microfiber towels in the automotive area are cheaper than the same microfiber towels in the kitchen area. So I agree with her on this. I do like my microfiber towels. They come in handy for so many things.
Obviously, live below your means, okay? Live below your means. Spend less than you make. If you want to be considered a frugal person, this is sort of a duh, right? Live below your means. Don't spend as much as you make. And then have an emergency fund, okay? It's not a matter of if you're going to have an emergency situation, it's a matter of when. So eventually something's going to happen unexpected. So you have to set aside some money in order to be prepared for that emergency, because it will help you probably to make a better decision. So
yeah, I agree with her on this one. Not if you're going to have an emergency, it's when you're suddenly going to need new shocks for your car, your computer hard drive is going to die, which happened in my case twice. A friend needs rent money, just any number of things. And having a few $1,000s put away in an emergency fund, which it may take you a while to build it up, but start. That's all I can tell you. Start. No matter how little it is, put aside some money. Have an automatic transfer set up between your checking account and your savings account. Whichever account has your paycheck going into it, take that account and set aside $5, $10, $20 a month into the savings account and just pretend like it doesn't exist. The mental relief of knowing that you're prepared for an emergency, that can't be overvalued. When you're living in survival mode every single day, your body stays in a state of stress, you're more irritable, your thinking may become cloudy over time because you're so worried about what's coming next. It can lead to a downward spiral because it can snowball and just mess up your life. I can give you an example of a person who was very, very successful, but he was a person that spent everything he got, never put anything aside, and when his business crumbled, he had nothing. He had, some money, but he ran through it very quickly because he had all these expenses, a home he was building, car payments, 3 kids, and now he's in his late 70s, living month to month on a sales commission job. If he doesn't sell anything, he doesn't pay his bills. I feel bad for him. He's almost in a no-win situation. He might be able to recover. He might not. Mental state may be so far gone that he can't stay focused long enough to get back on track. I hope he does.
So if your car goes out, a tire, and you need to replace that tire, and it's unexpected, you're gonna need to have some money on the side to pay for that tire. But probably, if you're not stressed out and you have the money, you most likely will comparison shop, compare different places and how much they're going to charge you for tires, where you can get the best tire. You can think more logically and calmly about the purchase of that item that you need to make if you're not stressed out about money, and it will help you to be making a more affordable decision. Okay, it's true. If you don't have the money, you're just using a credit card, or don't have that emergency fund set aside, most likely you will spend more money on the item because you're just stressed out and you just go with the first person, first place you go to. I don't know why that works that way, but it does. At least from personal experience, that's how it works. The more money we have in the bank, if we have an emergency fund, we actually spend less money and make better choices on the purchases that we do make and spend less money. Cook at home, don't eat in restaurants, obviously. You're not being frugal if you're eating out constantly for all of your meals. And if you are cooking at home, then if you can prepare foods in bulk or do freezer meals, that's going to save you even more money. The more things you can make from scratch, the cheaper it's going to be. I love.
Yeah, and my 2 cents on that one is I have bookmarked all their sales papers. So every Wednesday I open up all those pages and I pick out what I'm going to be eating. And it's almost always what's on sale. I have my alternative fallback foods that I buy if I can't find things I'm interested in the sale papers. But most of the time, at least 90% of the time, I'm able to find something on sale at one of my 4 local grocery stores that winds up costing me $1 to $2 a pound for meat. Now, if you think about it, comparing it to fast food, if you spent $5 at McDonald's, that's a pound. That's as much as 5 pounds of meat in comparison. If I'm buying uncooked meat at the grocery store, and that goes a long way. You pair it up with some rice, pair it up with mixed vegetables, pair it up with lentils, or whatever your favorite side dishes are. I almost said that you were always going to get a better deal by buying groceries at the grocery store rather than eating out, but that's not true. But you will stretch your money further by going to a grocery store and buying things that are on sale. Buy enough for 2 weeks so that if you open the sale papers up the following week and the same things you're looking for or the things you're looking for were not on sale, you're not forced to buy stuff at full price.